Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video we're gonna be working on our jumping mechanics. So with that said, let's code this. Alright, so let's just get started. And I started from the bottom just to show you guys where I have changed our code over here from the previous time. As you see right over here, I already added all the sprites over here for animation pointers for low and high, and here's the comment, the section they are. It doesn't really matter if it's 10 or A, the assembler is going to take care of that. So let me save this. The next thing that I did, I came here into the ball change over here and it's loading the ball X. So if it's positive or negative, it's going to set this carry or clear the carry depending on the ball movement. So that's all set. Let me just assemble and show you guys, it's faster. You see the ball is going left to right. However, if you're player 1 over here, so that's fine, you need to change that. But if you're player 1 and you turn from right to left, we need to have those carries set over here or clear in order that the ball actually goes to the right place. So here's the X and here's the Y, so left and right, up and down. Make sure you have both of them over here. Oh, if you notice when I assemble this, I fixed the timing issue over here. Just kind of looks prettier. Oh, that's pretty much nothing. And the last thing that I want to show you guys that I did. Oh, a few other things. I added my jump horizontal frame. Here's for player 1. And I also added it for player 0, which is going to be the main focus of the video. Where is player 1? Excuse me. Here it is. Okay, now the last thing that I want to show is, where is it? Sprite frame checker, which is pretty much the same code as before, but this time I added to a macro over here because they're going to use it on this video as well. So it's pretty much just checking the frame or frame counter in your player frames per second. Even though I don't like really this name for this both, but yeah, it stuck around, so no, that's what I have. I'll probably change it later on if but you know, name variables can be quite complicated sometimes for me. So let me save what I got over here, and let's just jump to the part of the code which is our jumping over here. So here we have to check if the ball have the ball, and in case we don't have the ball, we want to do a bit input 4 since we are player 0 over here, and we want to branch to our let's call it B0 jump. So here player B0 jump. Let me see what I got so far. Let me come over here what I have. So branch on plus, and I'm gonna get an arrow, but just to show you guys, B0 jump. Let me save. Quick comment over here. Kind of cut my finger, so it's hard to type. Let's see. Here is check if I'm gonna call the action button the red button on the joystick. That's what I like to call it. There's the action button or input 4. So here, if it has a ball, it goes to has ball. Otherwise, if you press the red button, you're gonna jump. So just let's check if player jump for now. So, and if I were to assemble this, you're gonna see an arrow over here. Let me assemble this. Arrow. He has here branch out of range, 166 bytes. And what that means, if you remember from my 6502 tutorials, this gets the current address that we have right over here. So if it was this, I don't know, let's say this was address 8000, and you can only add a 256 value because our processor is 8-bit, and remember, since even though we have 256 values that you think you could cover, we're talking about signed and unsigned values, if you will. So that's already passed over the size. So if you want to branch down the code, that's why you have you get a signed or unsigned values up and down. So that's why it's out of range. So to avoid that, let me do an opposite over here, branch and minus. Not jump, we're just gonna create a label. Let's say skip jump or no jump. Let's call it player didn't jump, P0 didn't jump. So that's their label, branch or minus, and of course you can jump P0 input, because jump doesn't really care if this range over here doesn't exist. There's no add to their current address, the current address. There's no adding and subtracting. So I'm going for to assemble. He goes over there, no error happens. So that's the main chunk of the code over here. So we got all that set. So now I can go to the jump part. And since we're already here, let me come over here on the way in the top. Let me create some variables that I know I'm going to need. First, we're going to need a jump. Let's say P0 jump directory. I think that's what I'm going to call it for now. Let me copy for P1. Check the direction for your jump, and P0 steal timer. Of course, P1 timer. That player doesn't move. Okay, let me save this. So you got all that all set. So let's go to jump over here. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry about that. Let me come over here and player jump. So now all this player direction is doing, or our jump directory, if you will, we're gonna load that value over there in a jump direct. That's what I call it. Let me come over here. Let me see what I call. P0, of course. P0 jump directory. And all I'm doing now is comparing the value for and let's say 1. Instead of comparing over here, let me come over here for our constant, and I'll put here directions value, and let's call it right equals 1. I'll call left equals 2. And that's fine for now. I'm just gonna do the right direction because I don't really have a lot of time right now, but all of them is gonna be exactly the same. So pretty much all we're doing is changing value here and there. Pretty much what you do for the direction or something. Where am I? Okay, so you're comparing our left. Actually, I don't like just calling it left. So they say jump right? Is that better? Yeah, I'm just gonna put jump. Jump left. I think it's better. Because just left is just could be anything. So okay, let me go back down. I should have. Oh boy. Already passed it. Oh boy, this document's getting a little bit too big, but it's alright. So compare jump left. If I can spell jump. You're gonna branch equals 0 to let's just continue. Let's specify speed 0. This is short for continuation. Jump left. This is jump right. Jump right. So I want to add all these values first, and let me just do a quick copy and paste here for our labels, and then right over here we want to do our classic check mask for the inputs over here. So here is our right. Let me copy right and left over here for now. Right and left. So this is gonna be jump right be 0. Oh, so jump left over here. It's almost the same name. Okay, let me change it. Instead of jump right, let's say direction right. Direction right, direction left. Okay, so now there's no confusion whenever I actually press one, I type one and the other. Okay, so this is direction. If I can spell it. Okay, so now we got the good over here. Everything's good over here. Good over here. So let me just do the same thing, just copy and paste my labels over here, put him right away over here. So why I put here this part here on the top and this on the bottom? Because I'm gonna come over here. This is our jump directory. Because when I press the jump, I'm gonna come over here on top. Is gonna check if I press the action button. And it's gonna come over here and it's gonna check the jump input directory or jump directory over here. Start off as 0 because we're clean start. So if it's one, since it's gonna be 0, none of these values is gonna be set. So it's just gonna skip over here, come over here to your right movement or left movement. I should put right jump, left jump movement over here. So it's gonna come over here, check if you had pressing of these buttons. If you do, it's gonna set the value for this for our jump directory. So let me do this here right now. So it's gonna press right. So I'm doing is gonna load the value with let's say jump right, for example. Jump right, and store that your B0 jump directory. So now that we have that set over here. Next time it comes down over here under jump, this is gonna be set to direction right over here, and it's gonna continue right. So now instead of me holding the direction plus the action button, I just have to press it once. So that's the whole idea behind all of this whole design, if you will. So to make sure that we have that set, let me come all the way here on top. Let's go to this jump over here. Where was I? Where is it? Oh, right over here. So check player jump. So we're gonna do a quick check. Let's put it right over here before we. So has ball, has play, if player jump, and check if player has jump. So this is if this player has jump right now. Just check if player is still jumping, something like that. Let me fix this. Check if player is still jumping. So we're gonna load player 0 jump directory, and we're gonna branch while equals 0. Well, actually it's not equal 0, right? Because 0 is nothing. But remember, just like over here, to jump to the input, we're just gonna inverse it. So you're gonna not equal 0. And you're gonna say what I'm gonna call it, player still jumping, player hasn't jumped. I'm just gonna call it skip jump for now. Skip jump director. Skip B0 jump directory, something like that. This is fine too. Now let's come back over here, so it's going to skip this part. And then if you jump to player 0 jump. So now, because this is not equal 0, it's going to jump. If it is 0, over here, actually I think I got the inverse. Oops. Here it is. Branch equals 0 to over here. If it's not, come to jump. So it's gonna come over here. So let me try to explain this one more time. I think I got it confused myself. So it's gonna check for the input every time it goes true. If you have set this, if you have jump, we're gonna have to set a direction for it right over here. So the last frame I had jump, so it's gonna come over here. This is a value other than 0, so it is. So it's gonna come over here to jump. This is the second frame, for example. So frame 0, I press this to jump. Frame 1, we're over here. You know that this value is over here, so you're gonna come to jump over here. So it's gonna come all the way here to player jump. You're gonna notice that this direction, for example, is player right. So you're gonna come over here to player. So let's compare the value to right. It's gonna match. It's gonna continue jump right over here. So if all of this happens, I can't press anything. So that's the only input. The input that I put was on the first frame, not on this one. So this way, I press jump. If I don't press, then it's gonna keep jumping. If I, for example, if I press jump, it's gonna keep jumping. If I were to press upwards, it's not going to change anything. So it's continuing on the same action. So that's why we have it over here on this way. So we got that part all set. So let's come over here under our player right over here, and I want to load some values over here. I want to put the value 2 and start our to player 0 velocity. I'm gonna make sure I have that. That's that. Is there anything else? Let me save this for now. And there's another thing that I wanna actually add over here. Let's say direction stop. So let's call it this 10. And that's why the steel time is gonna come, but I'm gonna show you that later. But just want to show you guys that I want to add this extra value over here. So let me come down here. Let me just use this part over here. That's in the player 0 jump. Okay, that's way faster. Okay, so let me come over here to player right. So I have my direction, set that. I set this over here. Oh, let me star Y should still be 0 to reflect player 0. So make sure the frame is actually, the player is actually facing the right direction. And right after you're all set with that, let me jump to player 1 input. So we don't need anything more. So we're all set with this, right? As soon as you press it over here. And let me save this. Come over here, and actually let me 0 FPS. I don't think you need it. 0 FPS, and this should zero out our animation that we're gonna do. So with that said, we have that part down when you're jumping at least to the right. And now let's come over here. All we did over here is set all these values to continue right over here, continue right. So the last thing you want to jump is get out of here. So jump to our player 1 input. This is the last thing, so it doesn't come under here under our control for the jumping over here. So let's give it some space over here. And the first thing I want to do is do our jump to your subroutine over here to our P0 move right. So we still want to move. P0 move right. So now I'm gonna do is do our, so this is our frame checker over here. Oh, I was saying this is moving. So now we want to change our actual sprite that is moving. So it's frame checker. Here it is. 0 frame counter. This is P0 FPS. The value 12. That's because the last jumping to the horizontal. And then I want to do, this is the part of the code that's executed when it's done. Destination, I'm gonna call this. So this, all of this frame checker is doing the same thing as the last video. As soon as it reached, it's gonna check the frame 12. When it gets to 12 and it's the last frame per second, we're done, so I can get out. So I'm gonna call this P0. Let's see, last frame, arrive. This arrive, jump right. Have to give it a unique name. P0 finish. That's a P0 continue jump right. Specific. Oh, it's getting too big. Continue jump right. So let me just abbreviate. Finish. I'm gonna call it that. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna call it that. So copy and paste this, and then you wanna go to their jump. Okay. Otherwise, where is it? What do you call horizontal? Yes. So the same thing as before. Just change your. This is the code to change your animation. Okay, here you go. So all this sprite frame checker is doing is checking for frames. All of this part over here. Just to check it's finished. Just come over here. Otherwise, come to or jump horizontal frame and keep changing your animation. So that's pretty much this part of the code. And let me come over here. So we got all that all set. So the destination is pretty much her finish part over here is pretty much what I want to do after everything's all set. So let me load this to 13. And 13, I'm going to store that to P0 frame counter. And why P0 13? So you come over here. 13 is the steel value over here. So what I want to do when I jump, I want to have a few seconds that my player is, you can't press anything. So, well, you can't press it, but it's not going to respond. It's just going to get out of the, it's just going to wait till this timer run out. Then you can, then it's going to read out the inputs for our player. So let me save over here. So, jump right, jump left, press continue. Well, right over here. So store that attribute counter. So that's the, keep that on the steel over here. I'm gonna load A. This is after all the animation is done, of course, so we're gonna keep that still. And we're gonna load this value with the direction stop, is that what I call? And store that to P0 jump directory. So that's that. And because I want nothing to, the player not to move, I have to make sure that the the player velocity is set to 0. So we got all that set over here. Let me come over here. So this is for the jump, right? And actually, since I'm here, let me just put the code for this our steel timer over here. So it's pretty much gonna load it, please 0 FPS. I'm gonna compare for value. I know it can go up to 8, so let me just try 6. Equals 0 to our P0 abbreviation for this all the way again. Over here, let's say I want to call it slow velocity. I'm gonna slow down. I'm gonna do this slow down. Otherwise, the player is gonna jump way too fast. So we're gonna do this part over here. So slow down, come over here. Otherwise, I'm gonna load the H1. Remember, because we set this. Where's right? Jump right. So I'll just continue. Where's jump right? So we set this velocity to 2, and right here we're gonna set this velocity to player 0 to 1. So to slow it down. So we got all that set. So we should be fine. So come over here. So let me show you guys. Let's do this right over here. So direction stop. Remember, like, where am I? So player right, all we did is set up for this continue jump right. All it is leading up for this. And we're gonna do the same thing for the is finished. So all we're doing is leading up to this stop right over here. So let me just come over here. So compare the stop. Branch equals 0 to P0. Stop jumping or something. Stop jump. Something like that. Now let me come over here. 0 stop jump. So all we're doing is increment our P0 steel timer. We're doing that. And then I'm going to compare to a value. I want to keep it low, so well, 60 frames is 1 second. A little bit under, let's say, well, 30 is 45. So let's do 45. And we're gonna do our branch if it's less than. That's BCC, BCS is bigger than, so BCC. P0 skip still, so we skip this part over here. Copy and paste over here. And we're gonna do is load our value to 1 and store that your player 0 velocity. So now it's not equals 0, which we put, where was it? Right over here. This is Y0. So make sure that's to 1 so it can move as soon as you're done. And we're gonna zero out our P0 steel timer because we reach our destination. That's why it's skipping this part over here. This is the part of code I want to execute when it's done. And we also want to store to our P0 jump directory. Oops, Here is 0, and that's because 0 is it's not gonna affect any of this. So you're all set. So now we can have any other input set. So we got that part down. So all of this is gonna happen when we reach this part. Otherwise, they're gonna skip this, and all the skip is gonna do is jump to player 1 input. So how's that doing over here? Is this? And now let me put it here. Let's say B0 jumping controls. To separate over here. So let's see what I got so far. Let me just assemble. Okay, so here's my player. Let me grab this and just show it. Okay, so that's working over here. If I press, oh, okay, we got something unexpected happen. Where is it? So let me check what I got over here. So where is it? Jump right. Jump right, jump left. Okay. Jump right. We got our velocity over here. To your right. Actually, just stop the video and check what's going on. Otherwise, it's gonna just add extra time for it. Let me. Okay, just give me a second. Alright, so there's two things that I forgot to do. First of all, I had a mistake over here. Just going to player 0 input, so there's infinite loop every time I press anything. But actually I want to go to player 0 jump, so I fixed that. And the last thing under this over here, I forgot to load my timer over here. I just had the increment, but now it's all fixed. So if I assemble and run over here, if I press the jump, as you see, I'm trying to press the other buttons so I can move it elsewhere, but you won't. I'm committed to the jump. So that's the main part of this functionality that I want to add. And I have now to add the other movements to the other inputs, and I'll do those later and upload it to GitHub. But that's gonna be it for this video. It's quite a long video. So with that said, guys, thanks for watching, and see you guys in the next video. See ya.